10-minute daily reality check Sunday, championship Sunday, man. Wow, I can't believe it. Recording this, and in a few hours, we're going to basically anoint Tom Brady into his 8th Super Bowl. I know a lot of people hate that, and then if I'm wrong in my prediction, then so be it. But I truly believe that he'll hit his 8th Super Bowl, and unless there's some miraculous reception, he'll win his 6th Super Bowl, and then maybe people will shut the fuck up finally and stop telling me that the rag doll Joe Montana was better, because this man, Greg, you know it better than ever, being a lifelong Patriot fan. We are witnessing history, and I'm so tired, and I'm a Jet fan. I'm so tired of haters. You know, how do you hate? You have this is where I don't understand. So people hate Belichick, right? Mm-hmm. But you got to admit, don't you want a New England Patriots sweatshirt cut at the fucking arms and walk out in the blizzard and wear that? I mean, how do people hate greatness? You know, and you hear all the haters and they're always looking for something that's wrong, you know, and they'll say things like, they cheat. There was Spygate. There was Liftgate. There was Happy Puffgate. You know, there was Deflategate. I mean, there was everything, you know, and it's just, it's crazy. It's like we are watching the greatest quarterback to ever play football and the greatest coach to ever coach football. He loses his coordinators. He lost Charlie Weiss. He lost Romeo Crennel. And what happened? He kept winning. He's going to lose McDaniels, and he's going to lose Matt Patricia. What's he going to do next year? He's going to continue to fucking win. He's going to die on the sidelines, okay? He's going to be 81 years old, and he's going to finally have a heart attack, and the sweatshirt's just going to lay there, and he's finally going to die after he is in his 17th Super Bowl and won 14 of them. I mean, from a Patriots point of view, I mean, you know, a Patriots fan point of view, I mean, you're blessed and you feel great, but what do you make of all the people that hate the Patriots?
Listen, I want to first start off with, I started looking at the Patriots and watching them when I had Steve Grogan. Okay. I suffered for years. Raymond Berry. I could go back over and over and over. So while I'm happy and blessed, it was a long time coming. Here's what I don't get. It'd be one thing if Brady didn't train, didn't do anything, didn't eat right, and then he ended up winning all these Super Bowls. I guess people could kind of hate him. Joe Montana, yeah, he was a talent. He was in a different era. The game's a lot faster now than it was before. But remember, I don't know how many years ago it was, when Brady was in a playoff game, and I'll never forget watching him. He got pushed out of the pocket, and he had to scramble. He could have scrambled for the first down. He only had to go like 5 yards. And he looked like an uncoordinated, pathetic old man running. Do you remember that?
I do. He looked like you or I running the ball.
All right, that's about right. He looked horrible. I mean, I don't want to use any inappropriate words around here, but he just was spasmodic. He didn't know what he was doing. He looked like an idiot. What did he do the next year? He trained. He got a specific trainer. He worked on his footwork. He worked on his footwork over and over again. He changed his diet. He started studying things differently. He always had a sharp mind, but he said he knew his body was slowing. He knew that he cost his team the game because that was a critical third down. And he got back in the gym, and he got trainers, and he got the right people around him. He surrounded himself with the right people in order to become better. And you and I were talking about this when we were watching him on the sideline, and you just see him sitting there with the stone, same face. There's no emotion. There's no excitement. He's just focused on what he has to do. He's waiting for his turn to get back in to do what he has to do. He's not celebrating. He's not smiling. He's not high-fiving his buddies. After they score, they do. Did you hear what he said on when Gronkowski got touchdown? I think it was 2 games ago. It was before they were in the playoffs. And that game that they won in the last minute they were supposed to lose. What game was that?
Let's see. They lost to the Dolphins.
And then the next game was?
Was it the Bills?
No, it was Pittsburgh. The last play of the game where the Pittsburgh
Steeler game.
Okay, so when Gronkowski got the touchdown and they went up, okay, they were winning. But there was still like a minute and a half, 2 minutes on the clock. And he's doing his whole Gronk celebration. He was going crazy, kind of acts like a Frankenstein monster, right?
Yeah, he's so awkward looking.
Did you hear Brady comes up and they caught it on the mic I was watching the game on TV, and heard Brady come up and he said, stop it. There's nothing to celebrate. It's not over. It ain't over. He basically told him to quiet, calm down, stop fucking celebrating because there's still a minute and a half on the clock. That is focus. That is why the guy wins. And that's why everybody hates him, because he puts the work in. Majority of people don't want to put the work in. You see it every day. People are trying to go out and have great relationships, trying to make money, trying to get a better job. Are they putting the work in? No. He puts the work in every friggin' day, right down to every microscopic thing he eats, how he sleeps, the people he surrounds himself with. You talk about Belichick and Little Hoodie, what's his name? Offensive coordinator.
Little Hoodie, McDaniels.
McDaniels. I mean, he's surrounded.
Junior.
Little Hoodie Jr. And he doesn't, at the same time, if he gets upset, he has a point, he wants to argue it. Does he back down and say, well, I'm not sure if I should say that? If he truly believes it, he gets in his coach's faces. People hate him for it. The guy's a winner. He works hard at it, and it doesn't come easy. That's what people don't get.
It doesn't come easy, and that's what people don't get. People don't understand that. And it's so true. I was thinking about this as you were speaking. I'm going on this. I'm going to do a juice cleanse, right? And I've been going crazy lately with, fucking late night munchies that you and I get, right? We eat this clean fucking Wygant dinner, and my girlfriend makes me the cleanest fucking dinner, makes me zoodles with puttanesca sauce, right?
Yep.
And I'm like looking through her, and I know exactly, I know the whole inventory of her kitchen, I know exactly what's in there that I'm going to scarf down. And I even told her, don't let me fucking eat carbs, because it raises my blood sugars, and that's my issue. I have my blood sugars raised, and I fucking give into it, and I give into it. And now it's so funny because I am not going to give into it. I'm going to literally write down this date in January, and I'm not going to give into it till April 1st. I'm going to fucking resist the cravings. I'm going to resist everything, because it's you and I, for some reason or another, right? We're fine. You have the same thing. We're fine all day long, eating the Wygant shake, eating the little lunch, eating the dinner. But something at 9 o'clock at night kicks in where it's like the refrigerator is like calling us, fucking eat me.
Yeah, well, that's true. But how do you feel? I mean, that's the thing. I did a cleanse for a month. Out of the blue, I decided I was going to eliminate all sugar. I mean, I never had gluten, all dairy. Dairy was a big thing for me.
Oh, dairy.
Eliminated dairy, all nightshades. I went on this insane cleanse diet for a month. And I have to tell you, my joints didn't hurt. Everything felt better. My mind felt a lot clearer. And I held steady for a month. Julie never thought I'd stick, but I did. And now that I've gone through that cleanse, I can't go back because I feel good. I feel better. I feel sharper.
Well, it's the dedication, and I'm extremely dedicated. You know that. I mean, I've been studying the cryptocurrency. I sit around all day long watching charts, just staring at them, looking at patterns, looking at orders that go in, taking a look at the battle of buyers and sellers. It's all fucking psychology to me, and it's interesting because I'm not sitting there and throwing, I got a little money in, right? But I don't sit there and throw a lot of money in because I have no right to do that because it's all fucking discipline, and it's like I mark down the moves that I would have made and the discipline that I have. And I'm usually pretty much right because it's not hard to understand it, but it's the discipline that you have in learning that or any other craft you're going to learn. And I think the problem, Greg, with our society nowadays is that they don't want to be the goat. They'd rather be the fucking sheep that takes it up the ass.
Patience.
Yeah, they don't have.
You have patience. You've got the money, right? You've got the money. You could jump right in today. Everybody's making all this money in cryptocurrency. You could just go out and write a 5-figure check and throw it down and see what happens. And then you'd be like, oh, I'm in the game. I'm doing it, right? That's not how we do it. We take our time. We do our homework.
Well, we do that with everything we've ever done. I mean, we do that with, how many times a day do I get an email from somebody? I want to be a dating coach. Great. Yeah. Go out. I want to be a life coach. Well, go out and fucking live life and learn and make mistakes and understand where the mistakes are coming from and understand where life is coming from. And everything we always, as human beings, want to be the greatest of all times, because if you look at greatness, you compare Tom Brady to Aaron Rodgers. Now, Aaron Rodgers has far better receivers than Brady has ever had. I'll take Jordy Nelson is fucking superior to any Patriots receiver. Even Randall Cobb is superior. to most of the Patriots receivers. Tom Brady has turned Julian Edelman into a potential Hall of Famer. He's turned Wes Welker into potential Hall of Famers. These little midget guys that are, look at their stats. Their stats are great with Brady.
Slot receivers, yeah.
They're great. They're great slot receivers.
He pretty much brought the slot receiver back into the game.
Pretty much. That's all he's ever gotten. He's only had Deion Branch. He's had slot receiver after slot receiver. He's had 5 slot receivers at a time, man. He's got Amendola. He's got
But the thing is, because he leads by example and does all that hard work, he elevates all of these players like Cook. He takes these players that were nobody. They were nothing. They may have some raw talent. They may be, motivated to some degree, but he elevates them to a level like I've never seen. And that's the thing I think people don't really recognize is that, yeah, he's great, but he makes his team great.
Well, it makes his team great, and that's what we have to do with everything in life. It's like we're only as strong as the team around us. A friend of mine was in a relationship, and his relationship was not good for him at all. He seemed like he didn't make a lot of money while he was in that relationship. It seemed like he wasn't relating to his clients and customers when he was in that relationship. And then when he finally got out of that relationship, guess what happened?
Bam!
Bam. I mean, it's like all of a sudden, the focus came in. And that's the thing. It's like you look at guys like Brady, their focus, it's all about focus. That's all it is. It's like, and you know me, when I get obsessed about something, whether it's buying vintage Levi's or, coaching or looking at classic cars or working my business or whatever it might be, I fucking dive into it. I dive deep. I get really quiet. I don't talk about it, right? I go silent for like 30 to 45 days because I study something, because I realize in order to be fucking great, you got to put the hours in. And I think too many people don't want to put the hours in. When you look at a guy like Brady, I think the haters hate him because he puts the hours in and day out. Every fucking day, he's still practicing every day. The guy's 40 years old. He's played the NFL for 17 fucking years, and he's still practicing. Why? Because the game is not going to get past him.
Well, plus he has to. I mean, the guy ran a 4.8 40 at the combine. He was drafted 260 something. I mean, he realizes the only way he's going to maintain this is he has to work at it. And I think that's really what you're hammering here. People don't have the patience. They're too tired. They don't want to deal with having to go out and study cryptocurrency. They don't want to have to go work hard at figuring out how to become more engaging and communicative to get a better relationship. They don't want to go out and research how to find a better job and make the connection with the person that may give it to them. They sit back and they just think it's going to happen. And then when other people succeed, what's the first thing they do? They hate. They can't take it because other people are succeeding. They can't.
Well, they don't even want to do coaching. I mean, I got people, have been emailing me for years, and then finally they go, maybe I'll do your mentorship program finally. I'm like, well, if you did it 2 fucking years ago, your life would have changed. It's like life is not about waiting and thinking. And if you look at Brady and Roethlisberger, they make decisions and they live with their decisions, They throw a pass, they make a decision. Belichick makes a fucking decision. He has a game plan. It's not working. He makes a new decision. It's like everything is about making a decision. And I think the problem is too many people don't understand that to be a GOAT, you need to be able to make a decision. If you don't make decisions, you'll never be able to fucking learn life. And I think that's the biggest problem with a lot of people is that they think they can jump in and get rich. They think they can just jump into a relationship and have a great one. But it's like even my relationship I'm in now, it's so fucking great because of all the work I've done and all the work she's done. And then all the beautiful things we do every single day to continue to make that relationship fan-fucking-tastic, because that's what it takes to be the best ever. And there's certain people that they want the best, but they don't want to put the effort in. Let's not even call it work, because to me, it's not work to be the best. It's pure joy to be the best. It's joyful to be the best at what you do. Because I know my date coaching and my life coaching programs, they're fucking best, man. People ask me all the time, well, who else do you read? And do you know this person's course? No, you think I fucking sit around and read my competition's courses? I could give a fuck what they say. because I know I've lived my course. I've lived my life. I'm living proof that it works along with the other people. So that I've coached. And that's what I think that is missing in today's world, is that people don't feel joy in what they're doing. So they can't become the greatest GOAT of all time unless they find joy.
Yeah, they have to find joy in the little things and take their time and enjoy the journey. You and I talk about this all the time. It's not the destination, it's the journey. I mean, how excited are you sitting here studying cryptocurrency for the next 30, 40 days? Every day you probably wake up and you can't wait to turn your computer on to figure out what's going on. Because it's like a giant puzzle, right?
Yep.
And people don't realize that's the joyful thing. Doing things to figure out how to make a better life, how to be a better parent, how to be a better partner. Learning, educating, reading, digesting information is the best. I mean, it's the best. I don't know what I would do if I didn't do that every day.
It's funny because a friend of mine was sitting here, right? And he was waiting for Ethereum to hit $1,000, right? And I said, you and everybody else, that's the fucking number. It's like, I said, go ahead. I said, wait, it was at 1,001. I said, I think you should buy now. I said, because it's tested that number a couple of times. I said, I think you should buy right now, right? So he goes, no, I'm going to wait. I said, go ahead. You can wait all you want. So right now, as of now, it is at 1,038.64. So there's $38.64 per share that could have been made if he just fucking bought at $1 above the mark. You see, everybody else had that psychological fucking number in their heads too.
Right.
But the smart guys started buying at 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, and now they're riding up another wave. The wave might hit 1,050, might hit 1,070. But right now, when you're at 1,038 and you've ridden the wave for 22 minutes, you've made $38 a share, depending on the amount of shares you made. That's the amount of money. That's the amount of money that goes into your pocket.
3.8%, right?
Yeah, I mean,
if you've got big money to throw in, and if you want to play that game, you can make a quick turn.
No, if you put 100 grand, if you put fucking, if you had 1,000 fucking shares, you just made yourself times point, $38,000 fucking dollars in the span of 25 minutes. But you have to be willing to study things. You have to be willing to do things. And that's how you become the greatest. It doesn't matter what you do. Choose something to do and fucking master it. Choose it. If you want to go out there and meet women, go out there and work it every day. If you want to go and find love and you're a woman, go out there and put yourself out there and be vulnerable and be okay with your vulnerability, because vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. You don't think these quarterbacks are not vulnerable? I mean, these coaches, they put their life out on the line and allow everybody to see and critique and criticize. And they don't seem to care at all. I mean, how many people will critique a coach, but yet people act like they're on the sidelines, because they say, we should have done that play. Well, really, I didn't see you coaching on that fucking sidelines, you weak. I mean, so.
They want to be in the arena. They want to compete. They want to say that at least they tried. And that's what you're getting at with your clients. Are they trying? Are you going to be out in the arena where you may get rejected or some woman might try to humiliate you? Or are you going to sit home and say, well, I'm going to keep studying and I'm going to keep practicing, but I don't want to go out there because it's too hard to be criticized. That's what he wants to do. It's better to live life and be out in the arena and get some scars and get beat up and then come home and know that you tried rather than not even trying at all.
We're going to end it at that. DavidWygant.com is how you can find either one of us. If you want to become great at life, great at dating, great at love, we got the help for you. If you want to continue to sit on the sidelines and scratch your head and, literally mentally masturbate your life away, then so be it. I would like to say good luck today, but, I'm not buying into the Jaguars and I don't see Blake Bortles going to the Super Bowl, So I look at the game being close up until halftime, and then I just think something's going to go wrong. It's got that feel to it. So who do you like in the Eagles game? I'm getting everybody to do a prediction there. Who do you like?
Man, I think I like Minnesota.
All right, I'm going for the Eagles. So let's see who's right. I say it's New England, Philadelphia, and you say it's
New England, Minnesota.
You say it's that guy Patton Oswalt, the actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's who Case Keenum looks like. They both have like these little short arms. Anyway, here we are. Short on
T-Rex arms.
Yeah, he's such a great actor. You ever read his story? Fucking shout out to Patton Oswalt. You know, he lost his wife, and she died of cancer. And he had a young daughter, and he wasn't ready to date at all. And he's supposedly like this kick-ass, amazing fucking person. It's a beautiful story. You should Google it. So he got set up with this girl, and he met her at a party, or he set up with her, and he wasn't ready at all. And then he recognized her as a great person, and they started to get to know each other, and he's remarrying her.
Wow.
He's getting remarried. So he's a fucking killer guy, man. His story's great. You guys should read it, how he coped with the loss of losing his wife to cancer and being a single dad and really finding love again. He's a real true inspiration. We can make fun of people's physicalness if we want, but you know what? Everybody's got something we can make of physically, but we got to look at the heart. So anyway, davidwygant.com is where you can find me. Good luck today on the championship series, and we'll all see you tomorrow.